Hi, I'm Michael Askin, and this is my introduction to the world via I Move, I Live online music magazine. My name's Michael Askin. I'm a singer-songwriter from Central New Jersey, and I just released a 4-song EP called Ignore the Evidence. Well, I can tell you that ever since I was a little kid, I've been pretty much obsessed with music. I've been playing guitar for a long time, writing songs for years, and, in my experience, there's just nothing that makes me happier than, writing a song or getting in front of an audience and performing it. So it's something that I just couldn't imagine doing without. I just want to play and write and sing all the time. I do have a day job, and I've usually had a day job. I'm a social worker by trade, and I love to do that too. But I don't know where I would be without music, and I love it so much that I want it to be more than just a hobby. As I mentioned before, I've been playing for a long time. I've been in a few bands. I've played a lot of shows, traveled a lot, played with some awesome musicians. There are a lot of great memories about really good shows and moments connecting with other musicians on stage and connecting with audiences, and just kind of the rush that you feel when you're performing live or recording in the studio. And then the other side of the coin is that sometimes it can be a bit of a grind. It can be humbling. I've played shows to sparsely attended venues. I feel like I'm just sort of serenading the wait staff and the bartenders. So it can be very humbling. It's definitely, you take the good with the bad. I'm not necessarily sure there has been more downs than ups, but in my experience, it seems like just when things are really going south and I'm questioning why am I still doing this, that always seems to be the moment where something really good happens. It could be as simple as playing a really nice show for a receptive audience, or receiving a nice compliment from somebody that I respect. And those little things have a way of lifting me out, lifting me up and getting me back in the spirit. And just making me want to keep going. Style is a fairly eclectic mix of influences. I listen to and am influenced by a lot of music that was written and recorded before I was born. The heavyweights of popular music, of rock music, Neil Young, the Stones, Bob Dylan. I think that those types of artists find their way into my music, their influence. But I also like some contemporary singer-songwriters. Ryan Adams and Jason Isbell are two that are big influences. Lately I've been listening to a lot of British folk music, so I'm experimenting with open tunings. So I think it's a mix of influences, a mix of different artists that I call from, and so I think the end result is something fairly unique and something that is original, but also is kind of familiar. And I think that's what the listener will respond to. Those familiar influences. Whether people will go out and buy it, I only have so much control over that. But I think it's unique, enough that you know, people are going to like it, and I've already had some good feedback so far. So. I do write most of my music. I play, you know, the occasional cover, but most of the songs I perform and record are songs that I've written. Usually my process is to find you know, a catchy line or you know, hook, something to build a chorus around. And I kind of collect those sorts of things. If I hear somebody say something that I think is cool or would work, or if I read something that catches my ear, I make a note of it. And then, you know, I try to get the chorus down first. You know, just because that's the most important part of the song, the part of the song that's supposed to be the most memorable, and I kind of write around that, come up with chord progressions, lyrics for the verse. Sometimes it works the other way around, you know, if I have a progression that sounds really good, or if I have a really good first line for a song, I might start there. But by and large, you know, it's usually starting with that chorus phrase. Basically, I'm a pretty obsessed sports fan. You know, not every musician is. Sometimes it's either you're into sports or you're into art. I'm into both. I'm especially a big baseball fan. I'm in a fantasy baseball league, and it gets pretty intense, and every fall we all go up to Cooperstown, New York together and present a trophy to the winner of the fantasy baseball league. I'm a Philadelphia sports fan, and I like all 4 teams, so that's me. I think that it's a 4-song EP, and I think that, you know, each song kind of stands out in its own right, but the overall production is kind of a vintage sound. It's a little bit rough around the edges. There's some distortion, some feedback, you know, gives it a little bit of grit. I think, you know, the lyrical content, I think these are pretty simple, straightforward kind of ideas. Usually, you know, the protagonist in each song is, you know, kind of maybe has their back against the wall, is trying to get up on their feet, battle through some adversity, and, you know, I think those were thoughts and feelings that I had when I was writing the music, and you know, I think it'll be a good experience for the listener, because I think these are kind of universal challenges and issues that people face in their day-to-day life. So I think you know, the record hopefully should work on 2 levels. You know, that kind of familiar vintage kind of production, and also some really straight ahead relatable themes, and you know, so far the response has been good, so I think I'm accomplishing what I set out to do.
Alright, thanks. Got another new one for you. This one's called "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things." At least one person has heard it before. I got lost there last November. I can't take this change anymore. Another smile, a hopeful platform, another war. And not a day goes by when I'm not reminded. But raise your voice, but don't complain. But at this moment, my only grievance is a rigged game. So this is why we can't have nice things, because we fuck it all up in the end. You could say I've come unhinged. Mine is a righteous rage, my friend. From the Constitution, but they can't read between the lines. You might say those words like scripture. You can't see, but you lead the blind. So this is why we can't have nice things, 'cause we fuck it all up in the end. You could say how come unhinged. Mine is a righteous rage, my friend. Late November, the sky was gray, and the clouds were like smoke, and I knew what you were thinking before you spoke. This is why we can't have nice things, 'cause we fuck it all up in the end. You could say I've come unhinged. Mine is a righteous rage, my friend. Oh, this is why we can't have nice things, because we fuck it all up in the end. I've come again. Mine is a righteous rage, my friend. You could say I've come again. Mine is a righteous rage, my friend. Thanks. Sorry for the language.